Collect on the ground under the shed. And when I was the same age as these youngins at the front here, my first job was to go under with a sack and a shovel and bag up the sheep pellets. I don't know if that, would you guys be that keen on that? I used to get about $2 a bag, I think. It wasn't very good. But it's fantastic fertiliser for your veggie garden. So what we're going to do today is, I'm just going to introduce Ian now. He's just going to come up. Ian is our resident shearing specialist. He's been a shearing contractor and many other things. And he's just going to talk to you a little bit about what we do when we're shearing. I'm going to go catch us a woolly sheep while he does that.
Hi everybody.
Hi.
So like Tommy said, my name's Ian Richardson. I've been doing the shearing out here for the last 10, 12 years, but I've had a couple of hips done lately. So a bit titanium. So I'll give that a miss. If Tommy just passes me the handpiece there before he sneaks away. And I've had a couple of stations or farms in Hawke's Bay here, and so I'm pretty versed. And we do a lot of, why I like it out here, and I came out here originally, is because it's a real place. We still shear sheep in here, it's still real, and everything is a real happening thing. We shear our sheep pretty much around about every 8 to 9 months. So in the middle of summer, am I allowed to talk about your haircut? In the middle here? It's very, in the middle, and the gentleman here, he might like to stand up, but on top here, that's the sort of haircut we give our sheep in the middle of summer. Very short, and that's how the sheep get their haircut. He's got the perfect haircut. And going in and out of winter, the bits around the sides there, that's how we, going in or coming out of winter, it's just a number 2. So it's a number 1, a number 2, and in the middle of winter, they pretty much get a longer haircut, a number 3. Because we've got to protect our sheep. They have around about 25% lanolin in the wool. So the more you take off, the less protection they have with the grease and everything. So they can't shed the water, well they've got no wool to shed. So the grease in there keeps them warm. So that's your number 1, number 2, and number 3 haircut. So in the old days, Tommy was talking about the handpiece. Well, these are the blades, and that's how they shore all the sheep here years ago with these, and they're very sharp. So you'd wonder how they could shear. So they're designed so that it just slides over the skin. So you can take the hairs off your arms just very slightly. If anyone would like a haircut later, I can do that for you. So it just runs, and there, razor sharp. And it's the same thing. Tommy will be shearing with the handpiece, and that there's a handpiece worth around about $800 New Zealand. It has a comb that is screwed onto the front. Comb like you comb your hair with, but it's shaped up like the front of your ship so that it won't stick in. And it's the same as those old blades. It won't stick in, or it should not stick into the skin. So it just runs over smoothly. So you change that comb approximately once an hour. You unscrew those 2 screws, and you have enough gear for the day so that you can change that once an hour. And the little cutter that goes backwards and forwards across the top, you change around about every 15 minutes. It's steel on steel, but there's enough lanolin grease in the wool to keep that greased all the time. So I'll give that back to Tommy. He'll put that back over there, and he'll, with a bit of luck, I'll kid him around to taking his boots off. So he'll take his boots off, and we're shearing something that's called moccasins. Those funny looking leather things he's got there look a little bit like a rough ballet slipper. I don't know whether Tommy's a belly dancer or a ballet dancer. But he'll put those on in a minute. They're so that the lanolin and the grease, once again the lanolin, you slip on the board. You slip. And you can shear with the sheep. When you've got a sheep between your legs and you're moving it around and shearing it, it's a little bit like a dance. You've got to keep your partner comfortable. If they're not comfortable, they kick. Sometimes they kick anyway, but that's the story. And he's got his double-sided jeans on in the front that have got 2 layers in the front and 1 layer at the back, so it protects you from thistles and a tremendous amount of lanolin. And a nice thin, he's got a nice thin merino singlet on today, which you perspire through very, very easily. So now I'm going to hand you back to Tommy, and he's going to get a sheep, and he's going to open that door, so you're going to watch out here. If he misses it, you've got to catch it.
So I've got myself a big Romney cross in here. So what we're going to do is just open the door. So this is what we call the catching pen. We'll see if she wants to come out. Here she comes. Probably the biggest, fattest one that we had out there. So hopefully she shares nicely with us today. So what we're going to do now is I can't actually share her standing up. You see she's moving around and it's impossible. So what we have to do is we have to turn them over. So here we go. We'll go 1, 2, 3. Over we go. Wow. Oh. Here we go. Just get her comfy. Get her comfy. Okay, relax. Okay, there we go. So there we go. We've got her nice and comfortable. She's off her feet. And she should just sit there nicely. Like I was saying with the moccasins, or Ian was saying, the moccasins, I can actually feel her sitting on my feet. I can feel she's getting tense, and I know that I have to kind of reposition her. I'm just holding her shoulders with my knees, and I can kind of move around as I go. I'll open this wool. So this is what we call Romney, this is Romney Cross or Romney in Suffolk. So there we go, you can have a lovely look in there, it's nice and white inside. The dark stain that you see around the outside there, that's what Ian was talking about, that's the lanolin. So the lanolin's right through the wool, she secretes it, and it covers her whole body and it protects her. So out in the rain she'll get wet, but the grease will hold the heat in. After this wool is shorn off, it's baled into bales like this one here that Ian's got here. And then the bales go into Napier, the town that you're in port in today, and then they wash them. So they wash them in a big industrial washing machine. They take the lanolin out, and then that's actually processed into things like hand creams, soaps, lip balms. You've all probably heard of lanolin. This is where it starts, for those that didn't know. It starts on a sheep. So pretty amazing, right? You've got droppings, you've got lanolin, wool, meat. Yeah, they're a pretty amazing animal. So I'm going to be sharing her. Hopefully she doesn't kick too much for me. We've just brought her off the paddock. She hasn't had the night in the shed, but she should sit pretty nicely as long as I'm comfortable with her. You have to be very careful they don't kick you in the face. These are quite sharp, these hooves, especially when they're kicking at full speed. So what I've got to do is if I see this leg come back, that's an indicator that she wants to kick me. So I can just take my left hand and push, just like that, and just extend that leg out. So I'm just going push, just like a karate kick. Pow. And the reason for that, so I'm holding her leg straight, just pushing on her knee, so she can't kick me. Also when I'm shearing, I want to keep that leg straight so I can get all that wool off nice and evenly with the handpiece. There's another little trick that I'll just show you, which we actually don't do when we're shearing, but we'll tuck that foot in there, and we'll ask her, do you know which way Napier is? Where's the cruise ship? Which way is it? That way. There we go. There's the cruise ship. Which way is the cruise ship? That way. So they saw you coming in this morning. Have we got any sheep farmers here? Yeah, so you probably know the answer to this. How many teeth are up top here in the front of the sheep's mouth? Huh? No. That's right. No teeth up top, just like a cow or a goat. See that? And she's got, what's she got down the bottom? 8 teeth. So she's over 4 years old. She's 4 or older. So as a lamb, they'll have all baby teeth, just like we do. After 12 months, they get 2 adults come through, and they're called a 2-tooth. And likewise, every year, another 2 teeth come until they're full mouth ewe. So when you're getting your lamb meat, that's from an animal that is under 12 months old, that hasn't cut those first 2 adult teeth. We have about, do we still have 25, 27 million?
27 million.
We've got 27 million sheep in New Zealand, but Australia's got about 70 million. Most of them are merino, but who knows what country has the most sheep these days in the world? No. Huh? No. What has the most of everything these days?
China.
China. China have about 130 million sheep up in the north, up near Mongolia. Oh, well, this girl looks like she wants to get a wool off Ian.
All go, Tommy, all go.
Yep.
Okay.
Getting comfy.
Okay, so the boys are going to shear the sheep for you now. Get the gear going. Tommy will take off that underside of the sheep. The underside means that it is a lot harder to get off. It's called a second class wool. We'll just take it a little easy there just so that it'll come off. And of course we blend that with all sorts of things. All parts of the sheep are utilised in the wool. There we go, just get that off there. Feel the lanolin and the grease of that. And also the dirt. There we go, the sides of there there. Just tidy her up. This is a Romany cloth. A Romany cloth with chocolate. Romney comes from Romney Mars in England. And the chocolate, of course, from England as well. There we go, down that first leg there. A little bit sticky today. Weather hasn't been so nice to us in the last few days. But a lot of rain, a lot of wind. Here we go, up to that. Onto the top knot. This is the shed, and it's going to go up the side of the neck. Flip the wool open there, go around the side of the head. Here we go, right from the shoulder there up to the neck. Around the side of the head there. Getting the sheep as we go. Here we go. Down onto those long blows. Right from the bottom of the sheep to the top of the sheep. Off that wool comes. Looking a nice fleece today. Here we go. We'll just give it a few minutes.
Rightio, ladies and gentlemen, this is what doesn't normally happen. But just to show you, we're going to make a nice full rest bed for it. Put a pillow down here and let the sheep just lie back and have a little rest. We do these things. Here to show you. We try very hard not to hurt the sheep. It is very important that you don't hurt the sheep. And she's just lying there, not stressed or anything, just lying there. And probably the other thing is that we're just trying to pull the wool over your eyes. But she'll wake up now, but she's not stressed at all, there's no pain, she's just lying there.
Come on, girl, round you come. One more side to go.
Tommy's thinking of that $1.50 he's going to make for shearing the sheep, because that's what they average.
There's a few more to make a beer, Ian.
You've got a few more to go to make a beer, you Tommy.
Okay, the boys are going down the last side here. As Ian said, $1.50 is our sheep price for each sheep that we shear during the day. And of course, many of our shearers get to 3, 4, maybe 500 sheep per day. Tommy being a farm worker on the farm, just shears when he has his first sheep. So he is $200 a day man, 150 to 300 sheep a day that he would take more through as he doesn't do it full time. There we go, just a few more blows there. One or two more down on that head there, Tommy. And we'll have that sheep We go out onto the farm now and pick some more